Montgomery, who's currently Mayor Pro Tem as of last night here. And we also have Jim Aldinger, who is here, raise your hand, Jim, who's also running for State Assembly right now. And then sitting next to Jim on his left is Lindy Cole-Jewell, who is the assistant to the city manager. And sitting to Richard Montgomery's left is Richard Thompson, who is the acting city manager for the city of Manhattan Beach. Richard also is the community development director, and he's the person who helps lead the planning commission. Actually, he really leads the planning commission. We just all follow what Richard says. And we have a number of alums here. Don't see, we have Steve Nicholson up there, who is on Parks and Recreation. We have Carol Salzman, and your son is here as well. And we've got Gwen Bignon, who's here, and probably others who I don't know, so sorry about that. So we're gonna get started here in a minute, and the purpose of the simulation, what you'll do is you'll just run through the simulation as if it's a city council meeting. And I think you've all been told that, and when you're done, what we'll do is we'll ask the audience to react to the simulation that you've just done, and to give you positive feedback and also constructive comments about what they've just seen. And the great thing about the people that you have here tonight who are watching you is that you've got the perspective of city council members, you've got the perspective of the staff, and you'll have the perspective of just audience members who are watching you. So with that, we'll get started. We'll get started with our simulation, and we're looking forward to it. So give everybody a round of applause of encouragement.
Okay, this calls to order the special session of the City Council of Manhattan Beach on December 16, 2010. As a first order of business, I'd like to call upon Joe, well, no longer Joe, on Larry Scanlon from our city staff to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Ready to begin.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And now it's time for our roll call.
Councilmember On.
Present.
Councilmember Bricker.
Here.
Mayor Salzer.
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Marston.
Here.
And Councilmember Pelletier.
Here. Okay. As a special item on the agenda this evening, Council would like to call to the front Portia Cohn, which tonight is known as Vogel, our standing mayor, former mayor, to the front.
Former Mayor, on behalf of the Council of the City, we'd like to thank you for your dedicated service during your tenure as mayor. Thank you very much. Oh, you're welcome. That's a standing gift as well, by the way.
We'll be voting on several items under the consent calendar tonight without discussion unless anybody would like to move an item to discussion. If anyone over here would like to move an item on the consent calendar to discussion, raise your hand. No? Anybody in the middle? And over to the right? And anyone in council? Anyone like to move to?
Move to approve the consent calendar. Second.
Roll call?
Councilmember On.
Aye.
Councilmember Bricker.
Yes.
Mayor Salzer.
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Marston.
Yes.
Councilmember Pelletier.
Yes.
Carried.
Great. All right, at this time, I'd like to ask if there's any community announcements.
Hello, my name is Christopher Godfrey. I'm here for the Yes You Can food drive. We've placed boxes around the community, and we just wanted to notify the community that we are now having a planned food drive. canned food drive for the homeless in Los Angeles through the holiday season. So please drop off canned food if you can.
Right? Thank you. Anybody else? Great. Now we'll move on to the main item on the agenda, which is city manager. Ari will introduce.
Yes, as city manager, I would like to introduce city staff members Emily Reinstein and Larry Scanlon to introduce to the council the Manhattan Trolley Project.
Excuse me, for the record, the official report title is Status Report Regarding Implementation of a Fixed Route Trolley Service.
Okay, so tonight we will be presenting the Manhattan Trolley that we've been trying to work on. Okay, so a little history. In the mid-1980s, Manhattan Beach had an interest in a summer-only trolley, perhaps going down to the beach. And in 2005, we had a request for proposal with 18 potential suppliers. No bids were received, but we did receive a bid recently, and we're working towards increasing or creating routes and establishing riders and costs. Right now, we're asking the council to discuss and provide staff with direction. So for routes, we have two potential routes. We have 30-minute headways in between, going clockwise and counterclockwise. There are 18 to 23 pickup points on the map, no more than an 8-block walk in between each pickup point, so it's extremely accessible for all Manhattan Beach residents. And at the moment, we're planning on 10 hours daily for these routes. That's how the cost is fixed in, but we can adjust it according to time and different lengths as well. So that's up for the council's discussion. Riders, it's not restricted to Manhattan Beach residents. It's inside of Manhattan Beach, obviously, but if they're Hermosa Beach residents that are in Manhattan Beach, they can use the transportation to get downtown to local businesses, and we think it'll really increase businesses and success rate in Manhattan Beach. It'll be extremely accessible for students, adults, and seniors, which would be gratefully helpful for them to get around Manhattan Beach. Free transportation, which obviously is extremely beneficial for everybody. And estimated ridership is 100,000 to 150,000 per year after a 3-year trial, which we're looking to try and complete. And in order to reach that goal, we need to have a 34 to 51% rider factor. So it needs to be full about 50% of the time.